Welcome everybody. Today we are going to have our first webinar with you all, and I am going to be, can you all hear me? You can write on the chat because I muted you all. Thank you. Okay, today what we are going to be doing, we will be reviewing the syllabus and we are going to review your questions about the class. And we'll be reviewing the course requirement and expectations. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Julia Dogan. I will be your instructor for this course for this semester. We'll be together. And I put my introduction, my information here on the syllabus. You can email me at any time if you have any questions. Email is the best way to communicate with you because I'm not going to be physically in the campus. So email me at any time and then we can discuss about your concerns or if you would like to share anything. Every time it will be all fine. And let's move on. And if you guys have any questions, you can write on the chat box. All right. And you can see the statement on the course material. In this course, we are going to have lectures and films and the presentations. But since this class will be online, what I'm going to be doing, I will be posting the PowerPoints on Moodle. And it is expected you to review all those PowerPoint presentations and read the chapters. So each week you will be expected to read the chapter, the first chapter or the chapter that is assigned to you, and the PowerPoints you're going to review. And in some weeks you're also going to be assigned to watch some of the documentaries, and there will be some questions regarding with those documentaries as well. And I will be giving more instructions about those requirements too. And here is the textbook that we'll be using is George Ritzer's Introduction to Sociology, 4th edition. And this will be the book that we'll be using for this class. And the library resources, if you need it, you can go ahead and use it in the North American University. And since this class will be fully online, there will be some technological requirements that you need to have it. And I'm hoping that this is not your first online course. And in order to have an access to the class through Moodle and also for the GoToMeetings, there are some requirements and they will be all stated on the syllabus. And if you have any problem, if you have any concern about the technology requirements, you can go and you can visit North American University technical support, and we're hoping that they'll be helping you too. Or if you have any problems with the Moodle, so they can also have some help and connections with you with the Moodle people. And here are some of the learning outcomes that what we are really hoping that you will be getting out of this class. So the aim of this class is to teach you the sociological study of society. So what do I mean with this? Sociology is mainly the systematic study of society. So in this class, what we'll be doing, we'll be focusing on the systematic understanding of social interaction, social organization, social institutions, and social change. So we're mainly what we're going to be, we are going to be discussing about it as well. There will be the common sense, but with the sociology, we'll be having a systematic understanding of what really keeps us together as a society. The major themes in sociological thinking include the interplay between the individual and society, how society is both stable and changing, the causes and consequences of social inequality, and the social construction of human life. And based on these learnings, these will be the outcomes out of this class that you will be getting at the end of the class. Okay, and then I'll just let you to read them all, and I just don't want to read them again. And I'll be jumping into the grading table. In this class, we are going to have discussion forums. Since we are not going to be able to meet physically with you, what I'm going to be doing, I already started doing it too. I'll be posting discussion questions, and what is expected you is just the answer to that discussion question. I do not expect you to reply to your friends and have some of other kinds of communications. You are more than welcome to if you would like to read all of your friends' responses and make some comments and have a live discussions over there, but only just in order to get the full credit from the discussion forum, you're expected to respond my question. Let me open the Moodle so you can all see it as well. For example, for the introduction to sociology, this is a chapter that is assigned to you. Here you can see the PowerPoint presentation. I put it online for you, and you can download it and you can review it after you read the chapter as well. Don't worry about the second edition. And you can just go ahead and review this and read the chapter. After that, what you will be doing, you're going to the discussion question. And you see I asked 2 questions and I see some of you already responded to me. And I'll just grade them as well. And you're going to be answering these 2 questions. Okay, based on, I see only 2 people. Marilyn, thank you for responding. And Alvin. Just respond to these 2 questions based on your reading and based on the your reviews, the PowerPoint presentation. The deadline to answer these questions are September 1st. Okay. I wasn't sure because I just wanted to make sure that we are going to be meeting with you in webinar to give you my expectations, to talk about my expectations so that you're going to have some more time in order to be able to answer these questions. And the same the next week, you're going to have another one. The chapter is Thinking Like Sociologists. We're going to be talking about sociological imagination here. You'll be learning about sociological imaginations, and you're going to be learning about some of the research methods of sociology, and then there are discussion questions here that you are expected to respond. Do you guys have any questions so far? Okay, I don't see any, and I'll be moving on. So this is what the discussions are, and each discussion responses that you do to my questions are going to be 4 points. And the total maximum points that you will be getting out of discussion questions will be 56, and which will constitute 14% of your overall course grade. And you're going to have 3 unit exams. They are not going to be cumulative, and I'll announce you what topics that will be on the exam. And all of them are going to be multiple choice, 24 questions, and they'll be online. And each exam will be 48 points, and total maximum points from these 3 exams will be 144, which will consider 36% of your overall course grade. Again, they will be all multiple choice, and they're all on the course schedule. The dates are all determined. And you're going to get 48 points from each exam, so 2 points for each questions. And how the exams are going to work? On the date, the exam will be open and will remain open for 2 days over the weekend, so that you're going to have a window to be able to take your exam. I'll open the exam on Friday night, and it will remain open until Sunday night. So you'll have this all window, and you just have only 1 attempt to finish your exam. Please make sure that you have all the internet, good internet connection and good electricity, so that you can take it from the first attempt. And again, you're going to have a window. It's not only 1 time. You're going to have a window, so you can take it for the next 2 days. And the webinar participation, what I'm going to be doing this semester, you're only going to have 4 webinar sessions. Because this class is mainly more based on the readings and reviewing the PowerPoints, there is no reason for me to meet with you weekly to go over on the chapters. But if you have any questions, you can email me at any time, and we can either have kind of this kind of meeting with you if you needed to, or if you needed to have a live chat with me. Otherwise, we are going to have webinars once a month. And during those webinars, I'll be quickly going over some of the chapters, and I will be answering your questions, okay? And those webinars, we're going to, other than this webinar does not require any submissions or any synopsis that you need to submit. From this one, you don't need to submit any synopsis. But the other 4 of them, if you cannot attend, you need to submit your synopsis. But if you do attend to the webinar, you do not need to write your synopsis, okay? Each webinar will be, if you attend to the webinar, you're going to have 12 points. If you do not attend the webinar, or if you cannot attend the webinar, you need to submit your synopsis, and it all has the due dates, and they're all stated in the course schedule. And you're going to get 12 points from each webinar, either your synopsis submissions or your attendance. And from the webinar participation, you'll get 48 points, and which will constitute 12% of your overall course grade. And before the final, the last requirement of this course will be the assignment. In the previous years, I used to assign the article review project, but this time we're going to have another project. This will be called Intercultural Exchange Assignment, that I'll be giving more information about this. You're going to have this assignment, and you're going to have a kind of like a presentation to be recorded. And this will be having 52 points, which will be 13% of your overall course grade. And lastly, you're going to have final exam during the final period. And final exam will be multiple choice, 50 questions, and it will be cumulative, which means you're going to have questions from the first chapter till the end, that what we all covered. And the total maximum point out of final, you'll have 100, and the percentage will be 25% of your overall course grade, okay? And then it's going to be 400 in total, and the percentage will be 100. This is the grading distribution. And you can see this is what really like, is if you get 400 to 306, you'll get an A. 359 to 320 B. 319 to 280 will be C. 279 to 240 is D, and 239 to 0 is going to be F, okay? So there are some times need to be allocated for these activities. Please make sure that you guys have some time every week for this class in order to have a passing grade. And late submissions, I really would like you guys to be on time so that I can be on top of it in regards to grading. But if there's any extenuating circumstances that you cannot really circumstances that you cannot really make it on time, please shoot me an email so we can just negotiate all together, just like between you and I. But other than that, please make sure that you are on top of the due dates and you're submitting your discussion questions, responding your discussion questions, submitting your works on time, so that we'll be on at the same page. And another thing is, please, on the exam dates, I'll be reminding you as well a week before, but please make sure you all take the exams on time. And as I said, you're going to have a window. It's not only one time issue. So you're going to have a window from Friday night till Sunday night. So within those time limits, please make sure you take the exams on time. Because in order to get a excuse, in order for a makeup exam, I don't give the makeup exam just like the multiple choice. The makeup exam will be short essays. And so please make sure that you're on time. And I really expect you to give me documentation about your absences, why you couldn't take it as well. And discussion questions. So you should participate in discussion forums and complete discussion activities with correct English usage, accurate spelling, and standard grammar. You're expected to post a response to the discussion questions early in the week and maintain a thread of discussions throughout the week as they respond to their classmates. As I said, what is really required, the minimum requirement in order to get 4 points for each discussion response, you just need to respond to my question with the, offering ideas or resources and inviting a review of them based on readings. And you need to really articulate explaining and supporting positions on ideas, and explore and support issues by adding explanations and examples. And I really need to make sure that to be able to see that you really read the chapter and you are giving an informed response to my questions. And webinars, you're going to have, like, our webinars will be probably 30 to 90 minutes webinar sessions, and they will be they'll include the lecturing and reviewing course requirements and answering questions from you. As I said, participation is optional, but if you don't participate, you need to submit your synopsis in order to get the full credit from those webinars. The synopsis is going to be the summary of our webinar. So the person who couldn't attend, the student who couldn't attend the webinar, will listen to the webinar first and then write in 100 to 150 words of synopsis. And here are the webinar schedules. Please put this in your calendar so you're not gonna miss them. And this is our first one. And the second one, it will be, and the first one, as I said, you don't need to, even if you didn't attend, you don't need to submit your synopsis, but the other 4 you do. And the first session after this one will be on September 22nd on Saturday. And the second one will be on October 20th. Third one will be on November 10th, and fourth one will be on December 1st. And we're all going to meet at 5:30 Houston time. An intercultural exchange assignment. For this assignment, okay, here is an example. Okay, here is the explanation. It will be about immigration and immigrants. And I'm sure in Houston, you're going to find a lot of immigrants around yourself. If you don't live in Houston, or if you're living in a remote place that you cannot really find an immigrant, let me know and we'll just find another easy way. But other than that, this, I guess, will be applying to most of you. And what you're going to be doing, and this is a brief information, immigrating, making a home in another country, finding one's way in a new culture is usually a traumatic experience. It takes a lot of time before the individual learns the new norms and values and breaks the habits of one's native land. This project offers you an opportunity to explore at length the impact that the transition to a new culture has on the individual. What you're expected to do: find an individual who has had the first-hand experience of immigrating to or living for a long time in another country. First, you need to find a person who already has first-hand experience of immigrating or living in another country for at least a year or so. And interview this individual about the problems he or she experienced in connection with this transition. So what kind of problems they had been through during this transitional time. And you're going to be asking the interviewee about 20 questions, and I'll email you about this. So I expect you to email me your questions, what kind of questions you will be asking to your interviewee. And you're expected to create a PowerPoint presentation and explain your findings on a video format. And the presentation should no longer than be 15 minutes. So what you'll be doing, you're going to be recording your presentation to me and email it to me, or I am going to be opening a assignment box, and you'll be submitting your assignments in that box on the Moodle. This is what you need to do. You don't need to write any paper. The only thing you're expected to do, just have a PowerPoint presentation, no more than 15 minutes. It can be shorter than 15 minutes. And you're going to be explaining me what kind of findings you got out of this interview. Do you guys have any questions about this assignment? Okay, I guess it is clear, right? And then the deadline that we'll be going over. Hi, Arthur Suran. We'll be going over the course schedule. So it is kind of towards the end of the semester, the deadline. So we can just talk about it beforehand as well. You can ask me questions. And the other assignments, as I said, there will be 3 unit exams and 1 final exam. And there's some academic honesty, so we don't have any writing problems, so there is not going to be, hopefully, plagiarism issues. The only plagiarism issues can happen maybe for the discussion responses. Please make sure those discussion responses will be authentic, and they will be your responses to my questions. And the other university required, ADA statement. And if you need any, and if you think that you need some accommodations, please contact me. So we'll just figure out how to really help you to accommodate your needs as well. Here is the schedule, okay? Today, our introductory webinar. and this is the week, and this is the week that you're supposed to be reading this chapter, know more about this chapter, and then answer and your discussion questions. And this coming week will be our thinking sociologically and researching the social world. And you're going to have your discussion 2 deadline will be September 9th. So the first one will be September 1st, and the second one will be September 9th, and it will be going all the way like this. And the first exam will be on September 21st through September 23rd. So you're going to have this window to be able to finish your first exam. And it will be open until 11:55, Sunday, September 23rd. And I'll open it on the 21st, and it will remain open until 23rd of September. And on the 22nd of September, we are going to have a webinar. So I put it over there deliberately in order to make sure that if you guys have any questions about the exam, you can reach me. You can ask me through webinar. So if there's any problem, we can resolve it before it gets too late. And for the webinar, okay, if you attend the webinar until September 22nd, you don't need to worry about anything. If you could not attend the webinar on September 22nd, you need to write a synopsis, which will be due on Sunday, September 30th. Then we'll be moving on with our Chapter 7, Deviance and Crime, and Social Certification, Global Certification, Race and Ethnicity. And in this topic, you're going to have a video about class divided, and then we're going to have our discussions and the webinar, okay? The second webinar will be on October 20th. And if you cannot again attend, you're going to write a synopsis, and it will be due on October 28th. And I will be moving on with our Chapter 11, Gender and Sexuality. Then on October 26th, we're going to have our second exam. It will be open again 2 days over the weekend, and you're supposed to complete your exam on Sunday, October 28th, 11:55. So it's not really overlap with Halloween, so you don't need to worry about it, okay? And I will be moving on with our Chapter 12, and then in this week, you're going to have your intercultural assignment presentation due. It will be November 4th, okay? Time flies so quickly. Please make sure that you start thinking about this assignment, who you're going to be interviewing, what kind of questions that you will be asking. So it will be due November 4th before Thanksgiving break. And I will be moving on with the other chapters. And as you see, these exams won't be cumulative. So after second exam, you're not going to be asked any questions about gender or sexuality or deviance and crime in the exam 3. In the exam 3, you're just going to have questions from families, education, religion, politics, and economy chapters. Okay? And the same thing for second and first exam. So they are not cumulative, so you don't need to worry about the topics that I covered before the previous exam. And then you're going to have the exam 3. Then we're going to be covering some of the other chapters: population, urbanization, and the environment, and social change, social movements, and collective actions. And there are going to be the last discussions. And now we're going to have final exam will be open. The final exam again will be the same. It will be open on December 7th, and it will remain open until December 9th. This will be Sunday again. And you're expected to finish your cumulative final exam during this time frame. So this will be our syllabus. This will be kind of like an introduction for our class. Do you guys have any questions so far? Okay. If you don't have any questions, we can stop here. And okay, we can stop here. And please, guys, make sure that you read the chapters, and then you review the PowerPoints. And always email me if you have any questions regarding this class. And the syllabus is also on the Moodle. You can review it at any time whenever you wanted to do so. And respond to your discussion questions. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for participating in today's webinar. It was so great to meet with you. No, it's not tomorrow. It is next week, September 1st. I gave you enough time because I wasn't sure that everybody is familiar with the model system and online class, so I gave you enough time. The due date to answer the first question will be September 1st. Don't worry, Arthur Suran. You email me at any time so we can figure out how to help you. No worries, okay? Communication is the key. Please communicate with me through email. And if you have any concerns, any problems, we can resolve those problems, okay? Don't worry. It is important for me to see that you're really spending some efforts and everything will be fine. Okay, I'm just checking if you guys have any questions on the chat box. Okay, anybody have any questions at this time? Okay, if you don't have any questions, you can leave. I'll be turning it off as well. Okay.